Welcome to another edition of Expert Talks by Kalkine TV. I'm Sage. Today's guest is Ms. Vivi Lin, partner at Octopus Network. And she is an award-winning TV personality, crypto influencer and media advisor. She works as a spokesperson for Octopus Network, a Web 3.0 infrastructure, a columnist for Financial Times China, and she's also a media advisor for various blockchain projects. Now, prior to that, Vivi was a bilingual TV presenter and producer for Reuters Financial TV and China's national TV, global partner for China's top crypto media, Mars Finance. So we have lots to gain from today's show. Please keep watching till the end. Welcome to the show, Vivi.
Thank you for having me, Sage.
It's great that we have got you here. We better make the most of our time together. Firstly, congratulations on the success of your startup. And innovation is the driving force of the tech industry. How are Octopus Network's innovations setting it aside from other protocols, please?
Well, thank you for all the kind words, Sage. Now, innovation is definitely driving the industry forward. Now, at Octopus, we believe that innovation must deliver real applications and real use cases. And to be honest, this is actually what is lacking in the Web3 space right now. And that is why at Octopus, we aim at solving this problem by offering the solutions to bootstrap and run app chains. Now, you might ask, how is that helping, right? So having one specific blockchain for one application can help solve many problems. In particular, the bad user experience problem, which is one of the biggest pain points hindering mainstream adoption in this space. Now, to be fair, there are other protocols trying to solve this problem. So to answer your question, how Octopus is different, there are obviously many, they're different in many ways, but I will sum it up in 3 points. First, the cost. So the cost for an app chain to bootstrap with Octopus is much lower. Now, I don't want to go into all these technical details, but the bigger picture is building on, for example, Polkadot costs at least millions of dollars largely because all the projects there share the security cost on one generic parachain. But with us, app chains could customize the level of security they need and leash that at the market price. So that brings down the cost drastically to sometimes as little as tens of thousands of dollars. And also second, more functionality. So largely due to the Fed hub design. Now the hub, in Octopus case, you could think about it as the NEAR protocol, which has a lot of functionalities and resources for app chains to utilize. And also third, interoperability. Now app chains built on Octopus are interoperable with other blockchains. So we are really building this multi-chain network. So for example, as a developer, you could interoperate with Ethereum via NEAR's Rainbow Bridge or with Polkadot or Cosmos via IBC. So that's really how we drive the innovation in the space with our unique value proposition.
That sounds fantastic. Thank you for breaking it down for us in a way that we can understand. Now, you've mentioned some big names there like NEAR Protocol. We'd love to hear more about your major brand partners like NEAR, Solana, Chainlink and Flow. How do these protocols influence the business objectives at Octopus?
Well, definitely. We are very happy to collaborate with these big partners, like you mentioned. Now, in fact, as a Web3 infrastructure, we are committed to contributing to the whole crypto ecosystem, and being an active collaborator is a big part of it. So NEAR is definitely one of our closest partners. We launched our mainnet on the NEAR protocol last October because we really think that NEAR is one of the most user-friendly layer 1 protocols. And also the sharding by NEAR is one of the most complex blockchain technologies with the greatest stability and scalability potential. So we believe that together we can really drive mass adoption to the Web3 space. Now, like I mentioned, while we're deeply rooted in NEAR, we are interoperable with other blockchains. So we're open to collaborate with other protocols. And so, for example, we also help Flow to develop Ethereum cross-chain bridge and also implemented the Solana platform for Chainlink. So just a lot of things we're doing to contribute to the ecosystem. And we believe that by collaborating in this way, we really helping to create a new generation of Internet of blockchains.
Sounds like you're opening more opportunities for interoperability with these protocols. And NFTs are connecting the cryptosphere with the world of art, gaming and collectibles. And Flow is known to be an NFT protocol. It's such an exciting time to connect with you and your protocol today. So Vivi, in your opinion, if Web 2 is social media and Web 3 the metaverse, can you help us understand how you see these two worlds melding? How can ordinary people who are not computer scientists gain from this new trend?
That's a really good question, Sage. Now, it's interesting, really, like a lot of debates about what really is Web3, right? So how different is it compared to Web 2? Now, social media, like you mentioned, is definitely a big feature for Web 2. It allows people really to interact and collaborate with each other through social media like never before. Now, but the other side of the story is, it comes with a downside because we don't own our data, which is considered as the digital gold, like Bill Gates put it once. So the big platforms own those data, and we, the users, have become the products. So sadly, so in Web3, we aim to change that. So as we try to take the ownership of our own data, which is on the blockchain and decentralized. So as you pointed out, Metaverse is an important part of the Web3. And you also mentioned NFT before, right? So I believe that the magic happens when, Metaverse meets blockchain and NFTs, because, it makes digital ownership possible, and it just unlocks so many potentials. So now, back to your question for the non-tech users and people out there, like I'm not from a tech background myself. So how do we join this exciting trend, right? So I think the answer is everybody could join this revolution or the new trend, whatever you call it. You don't have to be a genius or data scientist to be part of Web3. So on contrary, you just need to have an open mind. I think just don't be afraid to learn new things and try to, for example, you can try out the new Web3 applications, create a decentralized wallet like MetaMask, like join the Telegram or Discord groups, just explore and just try to learn new things. Just so many ways you can learn and participate in this exciting space. But I do want to there is caveat that do watch out for the risks. So like in every other industries, right? So there are always scammers and a lot of bad actors out there, but I think in general, the earlier you get into the space, the more advantage you will get.
Exactly. Thanks very much. And it's all fairly new, so it's not too late to jump on. And Vivi, I'm gaining so much from your insights. You mentioned democratization and decentralization of the internet, which is such an important factor for people to gain control of their user-generated content as we move onto the metaverse and Web3. And on to the next point now, about the semiconductor shortage and supply chain delays. Qualcomm and Nvidia were recently named as being in the top 10 of companies building the metaverse. How will potential supply chain chip shortages impact the rate of growth of the metaverse, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting question. Now, the growth of the metaverse, in my opinion, depends on many things, but I'll categorize them into two parts, just been generalizing a little bit here. One is the hardware and software, such as VR glasses, chips, computing power, which are important to create the immersive 3D experiences for the metaverse. The other one is the underlying infrastructure, such as on-chain technology, like blockchain, like I mentioned earlier, and multi-chain ecosystem, also data storage. So while chips and its supply chain obviously play a crucial role in this complex immersive experience for metaverse, we believe that not all experiences in the metaverse require such powerful computing power, at least at this stage, because I think the first steps for more people to really enter the space is by lowering the threshold. So for example, there's a metaverse social project in the near ecosystem called Reality Chain. They allowed users to have a 2D experiences with your avatar to navigate through various protocols. So basically you could join with your current computer or your phone. So I think that is a way to go right now, for more people to join, to have the experience, and then we move to the next level.
Exactly. avatars, filters. This is all a step towards the metaverse, and we're sort of dabbling in it at the moment. I'm really excited to see how it's going to expand. Thank you for sharing that about reality chain as well. Sounds fun. So we're reaching the end of the discussion, and although I'm sure we could probably talk for hours with the knowledge that you have got, what are Octopus Network's near-term goals?
Yeah, so as a Web3 infrastructure, our priority has always been to serve app chains, so we could help Web3 happen like faster with more adoptions. So launching app chains is our primary focus in the near term, and we also, we envision thousands of blockchains in the future, and many of them building on substrate. So and most of them are application specific. So. But if you look at the reality, many of these substring projects have very little chance of securing a parachain slot with Polkadot, for example, or bootstrapping a Cosmos zone or developing their own autonomous blockchain. So here comes our mission. Really, we're helping them to build and launch on Octopus with lower cost and more efficiency.
Great. The price of Octopus Network's token OCT skyrocketed at the start of this year, reaching close to $7 on the 17th of January. What do you see as a reason for this, and what are the main benefits being built on Octopus with Near Protocol's blockchain for app chains, please?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. Token prices are important, but we try not to read too much into that because there's so many elements that could affect the market sentiment and what that. But at the end of the day, I think it really boils down to the product itself and its intrinsic value. So really, that is why as a Web3 infrastructure, we keep building our products as solid as we can and really keep growing our communities. And we believe that our tokens value will reflect on that. So now on the benefits of building on Octopus and also with like Near, I think thank you for bringing that up. There are really a lot of benefits. Like I mentioned earlier, let me sum up, like the cost, super cost efficient, the more functionality, and then also as an app chain, you will get the support from the whole ecosystem of Octopus and Near. So not only you not only just get the funding, you also get the community support and the network effect. So I really want to emphasize this to the developer friends out there who are watching. When you build an app chain with us, you are also interoperable with other blockchains. So we are creating this multi-chain reality. So you could interoperate with Ethereum, with Near's Rainbow Bridge, or with Polkadot or Cosmos via IBC.
That is
so
excellent.
Really like come and build with us. We really like more people to join our ecosystem.
For sure. And on that note, how can interested people get involved with Octopus Network?
Yeah, so we welcome anyone who's interested in being part of the Web3 revolution to join us. So we offer many opportunities for you, from developers to users to community builders. For example, if you are a builder, a developer, you can join our accelerator program or the substrate training program to get the training and also funding to build an app chain on Octopus. And also if you are an investor, like you and me, or just a holder, you could buy OCT tokens in the secondary market, and also participate in the staking as a validator or delegator in the ecosystem. Just have a try, have some fun. And you could also join the community as a volunteer or ambassador. Just so many ways you could be part of us, like we mentioned earlier, right? So the way to get into Web3 as a non-tech person, there are many ways. You don't need to have like super tech knowledge, but you can always use your unique expertise to be part of the ecosystem and to learn about it and to have fun, So you're always welcome here. Just come to our Telegram channel or Discord and start your journey today.
That sounds excellent. Thank you so much for the warm welcome to Octopus Network. We really do appreciate your insights today. So Vivi, was there anything else you'd like to say before we close off the discussion?
I think, back to I think it's Web3 is happening. I would like to say that, people look at it as something far away, or I think people outside of the crypto space will look at crypto as if, this is something dangerous or full of scams. But I would just like to really kindly ask more people to have an open mind and just to learn about it and think about in the 90s, right? So when the internet came into being and people call this people, people say that those guys are crazy too. So just think about what you can get if you are in a space ahead of the curves, and you just so many advantages you could benefit from it.
It's such a pleasure to have you on the show. We do appreciate your insights. Thank you, Vivi.
Thank you so much, Sage, for giving me this chance to share, my ideas and our stories to more people.
And we hope you enjoyed the interesting discussion with Vivi Lin, partner at Octopus Network. Thank you for watching Kalkine TV, and do keep watching Kalkine TV for these fantastic expert talks and market insights. Till the next episode, stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine Media.